They say there are 3 things that you should never talk about at the dinner table: money, politics, and religion. Yet at the table, religion and government are 2 categories that are part of your environment and bias that affect your decisions. And politics is a subject that we constantly debate at school. How much you agree with religion or government shifts and forms your opinion on the matter. For example, last year in Mr. Workinen's class, we had a debate on current events and hot topics. One topic we came across was abortion. The first person to speak on this topic solely used Christianity as their verification to uphold the pro-life side of the debate. Being Christian and vindicating the same beliefs as them, I initially agreed with the position. However, when the next person spoke, they took religion out of the equation and used the Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade as their argument for pro-choice. The basis of their explanation had also made sense to me. Therefore, when Mr. Workington asked us directly for a poll of the classroom, it occurred to me that more than one scope had to be factored into my decision. I did not raise my hand for either point of view because I did not have an answer. Here I had been handed an issue where 2 different sets of guidelines that I had trusted conflicted. My faith and the land that I love did not create the same solution to a decision that I had had to make. I began to think, if I only use religion to make my decisions, am I leaving the non-religious unaccounted for? And am I ignoring my obligation to the government to uphold the separation of church and state? Then I thought, what if I use the perspective of what is right by the government and base my decision off of what is constitutional versus what is unconstitutional? But then again, am I taking away from my religious beliefs? I was puzzled. I wondered whether either decision was ethical, or if there was even in any way a solution in which the 2 aspects of my decision could coexist. I knew the Christian perception. I knew the government's opinion on the matter, but I did not know my own. There was no compromise on this dilemma. I had to make a decision for either side. This predicament reveals my knowledge question. To what extent do religion and government influence your ethical decisions? Before going into the areas of knowledge, I would like to analyze how these social structures influence your decisions. The ways of knowing. The laws or guidelines of different religions and different governments are followed and abided by because of the ways of knowing. The ways of knowing include language, reason, sense perception, emotion, intuition, imagination, memory, and faith. Language includes all forms of communication. It is the way we speak and express emotion. Sense perception is the use of your senses to understand the world around you. Memory is the storage of information. Language, memory, and sense perception are all applied in both subject matters. Intuition is the gut feeling and explains the notions that people believe are just and fair. Not all ways of knowing are used to accredit the government or a religion, though. Reason is the way in which people make decisions based on logic. The government uses deductive reasoning, especially to interpret the law. If A is stated in the Constitution, then B is legal, and C is illegal. Government does not solely rely on logical function and reasons to convince people of its success. People form their views based on emotion, which evokes feeling and imagination, the ability to be creative and to develop individual and unique ideas.
Created using Powtoon.